In this video, we'll talk about the partnership of space machines with SpaceX for the Optimus launch. Then, the in-space transport and logistics startup SMC, or Space Machines Company, has announced in the past few months that it has secured the company SpaceX as a launch partner to carry its OTV into space in the upcoming year. Here's everything we know about it so far. First up, when and what is happening? In May of 2022, the Space Machines Company announced that it had managed to secure Elon Musk's very own company, SpaceX, as a launch partner to carry its Optimus Orbital Transfer Vehicle, or the OTV, into space near April of 2023. The Optimus Orbital Transfer Vehicle weighs 270 kilograms, making it one of the largest commercial spacecrafts to be designed and manufactured in Australia. The 2023 mission is set to clearly demonstrate this spacecraft's ability to deliver in-space logistics services and also reinforce the Adelaide-based company's strategy as a last-mile delivery services provider. It's great to see these two companies working together to further enhance. Next, let's look at what the company's CEO has to say. The CEO of the Space Machines Company, Rajat Kushrestha, mentions how logistics is the new frontier in space innovation. He says that space-based technology typically helps in increasing a lot of daily conveniences that Australians have come to expect, such as weather forecasts, emergency management, internet access, and online banking. He also included that to fully support and commercialize the potential of in-space service delivery, the correct form of logistics infrastructure needs to be in place, and that the Space Machines Company is leading the development of Australia's potential in this very critical area. He said, "We are thrilled to be taking the next step in the commercialization of our services with SpaceX. And honestly, so are we. Australians involved in space affairs are relishing in this development and can't wait for the launch to take place in April of 2023. Now, let's look at the numbers. So, is hoping that the announcement strengthens its position as a key player in Australia's space industry, since it is planning to capitalize on the federal government's spending commitment of $1.16 billion, which will help support the sector. The spacecraft will be assembled and integrated within a facility at the University of Technology's Sydney's UTS's Tech Lab. It is designed to maintain, fuel, repair, and decommission satellites and other spacecraft. There is a promise for 100,000 active and inactive satellites planning to be set in orbit by 2030, in comparison to the more than 6,000 satellites in orbit at the time. The SMC's development of space logistics infrastructure is absolutely critical in order to ensure that Australia can meet the growing challenge of managing its satellites in space. Next up, LEO, GEO, and lunar orbits. The Space Machines Company doesn't stop there. In fact, they're also developing capabilities to cost-effectively insert smaller satellites into the desired low Earth orbits, geostationary Earth orbits, and even lunar orbits. The NSW Minister for Enterprise, Investment and Trade, Stuart Ayres, believes that SMC is at the forefront of Australia's space technology and is proud to support its work. They had previously also supported the company through their Going Global Space to the USA export program, and also as a part of the remote delegation for IAC 2021. He mentions how the Space Machines Company continues to demonstrate its global value proposition and its ability to advance technologies that people in Australia are privileged enough to enjoy every day. On to Stuart Ayres' fascination, amongst other things. Ayres geeks out on his absolute fascination for the latest mission and expresses his support. He mentions how there is a reliance on space and satellite technology to mitigate, manage, and quickly respond to natural emergencies, broadcast information, communicate with loved ones, use the internet, control finances, and etc. And that he has no doubt the mission will help improve all of these greatly, putting Australia at the forefront of this critical need. So, what else has been going on here? Federal initiatives, such as the 16-year Earth Observation National Space Mission and the new Defense Space Command, are expected to soon deliver commercial opportunities to the sector and provide space tech startups with additional support to further innovate and collaborate on a global scale. This news followed the announcement of the two senior executive appointments and the opening of the Space Machines Company's new hub in Bangalore, India, to help foster technological collaboration between the two countries. Last Lastly, what appointments took place? The Space Machines company has truly been on a grind with all the work they're doing. They managed to convince the former Cital Australia General Manager Mark Ramsey to join Space Machines' executive team as the Chief Operating Officer, COO, after also previously holding executive roles at companies like Lockheed Martin, Thales Alenia Space, BAE Systems, and NewSat. He is the Deputy Chair and current Director of the Space Industry Association of Australia, also the founder and CEO of the advanced electronics manufacturer Redarc Electronics, joined SMC as an advisory board member. So yeah, things are looking really exciting. Now, on to other news. First up, NASA's coverage of the Northrop Grumman Cygnus departure from a space station. The Northrop Grumman's uncrewed Cygnus spacecraft was set to depart the International Space Station on Tuesday, the 28th of June, more than 4 months after delivering 8,300 pounds of supplies, scientific investigations, commercial products, hardware, and other cargo to the orbiting laboratory in space for NASA. The live coverage of the spacecraft's departure began exactly at 5:45 EDT on the NASA TV channel, the agency's website, and the NASA app. Flight controllers on the ground sent commands for the space station's Canadarm2 robotic arm to help detach Cygnus from the Unity module's nadir port, then maneuver the spacecraft into position for its release at 6:05 a.m. sharp. Astronaut Jessica Watkins planned to monitor Cygnus's system right upon its departure from the space station. Following a deorbit engine firing on Wednesday, June 29, Cygnus began a planned destructive re-entry in which the spacecraft, which was filled with trash packed by the station crew, would safely burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. Cygnus arrived at the space station on the 21st of February, following a launch on Northrop Grumman's Antares rocket from Wallops Flight Facility on Wallops Island in Virginia. It was the company's 17th commercial resupply services mission to the space station for NASA. Northrop Grumman named the spacecraft after astronaut and climate scientist Pierce Sellers. Next up, the deepest image of our universe ever taken by Webb Telescope. The James Webb Telescope plans to release its first high-resolution color images on the 12th of July, 2022. One of these images has already been classified as the deepest image of our universe that has ever been taken, as said by NASA Administrator Bill Nelson in a news conference. He specifically said, "This is farther than humanity has ever moved before." He claims that this is only the start, as we have just begun to see what Webb can do. It has the capacity to explore other objects in the solar system and atmospheres of exoplanets orbiting other stars, giving clues as to which atmospheres are potentially similar to ours. According to NASA Deputy Administrator Pam Melroy, the Webb mission, which was estimated to last for 10 years, actually has enough excess fuel capability to operate for 20 years. In the meanwhile, the Webb team is finalizing the very last steps of preparing the observatory and its instruments to collect scientific data, which should finish soon, as told by Bill Och, NASA's Webb project manager. "We can't wait to see how these pictures turn out." Wait a second, satellites can take selfies? Okay, so this satellite literally used a selfie stick in space. What else is new? A new spacecraft selfie showed the machine in a glorious 4K resolution above Australia's Great Barrier Reef. To be more specific, Nano Avionics, a satellite company based in the United States and the United Kingdom, released a high-definition video from space on the 28th of June, showing their MP-42 microsatellite flying 342 miles, approximately 550 kilometers, above the reef and the Coral Sea, which is just off the northeast coast of Australia. Now, we gotta say that Australia is really on top of their space game. This fully immersive view of Earth, which was literally captured by a selfie stick, is the first high-definition view of a satellite with the backdrop of our planet. The company wanted to highlight the vulnerability of the planet and the importance of observing the Earth by satellites to monitor changes in the environment and the climate. We love some good environmental campaigning. Lastly, Capstone launches to test new orbit for NASA's Artemis moon missions. NASA's CubeSat, which was designed to test a unique lunar orbit, is safely in space and already on the first part of its journey to the moon. The spacecraft is now heading towards an orbit intended in the future for Gateway, a lunar space station built by the agency and its commercial and international partners that will support NASA's Artemis program, including including astronaut missions. This is Lunar Autonomous Positioning System Technology Operations and Navigation Experiment, or otherwise known as CAPSTONE, mission launched at exactly 5:55 a.m. EDT on Rocket Lab's Electron rocket from the Rocket Lab Launch Complex 1 on the Mahia Peninsula, New Zealand. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of SMC partnering with SpaceX? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.